I always find it strange how lethargic people become when talk of exercising the brain comes up in discussion. Arguably the most essential thing in your entire body, and people just take it for granted. Almost like a toy, something that is disposable, renewable, and unimportant. This is obviously flawed considering that your brain uses about 20% of all the glucose inside of your body. It is kind of a big deal. So for today's video, I wanted to take the time to break down some of the most widely held myths about your brain. But first, I would like to share with you a quote from Socrates that goes a little something like this. I am the wisest man alive, for I know one thing, and that is that I know nothing. Okay, so to jump right into it, the first and biggest myth about your brain is that we only use about 10% of it. Now this one is only somewhat true, considering that when you are sleeping or resting, you probably are using just 10% of your brain. But for most of your time, you're actually using a lot more of it. And while it may be true that all portions of your brain are not firing at the same time, yes, you do use 100% of your brain. Another common myth about the brain is that mental skills decline with age. This is one that seems reasonable considering that when you grow older, many things do tend to go. Your complexion, you become frail and start to withdraw into your own frame, but this is not the case inside of your brain. You see, your brain is unlike any other organ inside of your body. It grows in a very unique way. Instead of expanding and increasing in mass when it starts to learn something new, it has to store it inside a finite amount of space. So it is not that your mental skills decline with age, it is surprisingly the other way around. As you make more and more memories, your brain has to search for the specific situation that you are based in on the thousands and thousands of experiences you have learned. Some people call this a decline, but a better term for it would be growth. The last and final myth that most people still believe is that brain disease is not that common among people. There is a study that was published in an academic journal that basically explained that 35% of all disease in Europe was a result of brain-related disease. We can deduce that the reasoning behind so many brain diseases is that, like mentioned at the beginning of the video, the brain is a very complex and hardworking organ. Having over 100 trillion neural connections, this small piece of your entire body is responsible for your sense of taste, smell, sight, and many more unorthodox senses that people often forget. So the next time you think about your brain, don't take it for granted. Without it, you simply wouldn't be you.